To a brand new day. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. It's not. This is the Celebrity CEO Show. I'm Ramon Ray, author of The Celebrity CEO and more. And with my friend Robert Kennedy III, RK3, our another host is coming up. Lanika Johnson, she's coming up in just a bit. Robert Kennedy, how are things in your world today, my brother?
Life is grand, my friend. Even better now that I'm here with you.
I love it. Well, I'm glad here, Robert. Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good day, but good morning it is right now to Dr. Tangi. Dr. Tangi, congratulations on you. I think you applied for something that we're going to vote for and share for, so feel free if you're available whenever you're ready on mic, and don't forget to let us shout that out. Dr. Tangi here, Adrienne's here, Trish is here, and Chris is here, Pastor Jeff is here, Natasha's here, Mary Kim is here. Mary Kim Farkas, glad you're here. Marvin Reed is here, does his 4 a.m. USA time show. Dora Maria Brew is here, Favors here, Bella's here, Eamon is here, Doctor's here, Valerie, Malika Starr is here, Terry, Jessica, glad you're here. Shay, what's going on, Shay? Glad you're here today. Tessa's here, Linda's here, Marilyn Wilkin, the owner of, the leader of BWC, Cindy's here, Judith here, Richard, Chima's here, Renee, glad you all are here. My name is Ramon Ray. We are live streaming across platforms on the Celebrity CEO Show, a show all about how you can build more awareness for your brand, get more trust, generate more sales. And what's interesting about this show, Robert Kennedy, is that we're on BWC, the Breakfast with Champions side, and got a good crew of people here, audio only side, and then you are here video. Robert, what was the past few days of your world like? Robert, tell the people who you are, what you do. I know, like, what do you do, 4,000 sit-ups a day and eat like broccoli only, something like that? Get a little personal. Tell people who Robert Kennedy is.
Nope, not sit-ups, push-ups, and cauliflower, my friend. That's what we do.
Sorry, not 4,000 sit-ups, 4,000 push-ups and a bucket of cauliflower. Talk to the people, Robert. Tell the people something cool. Tell them about yourself. Take the mic for a few minutes there, brother. Mic is yours.
Yeah. So you asked about the last few days of my life. This past weekend, my parents retired. I think I've told you before that I'm a PK. So my dad's a preacher. So my parents retired. We were able to celebrate them retiring after 53 years in ministry, and so it was awesome. We had family and friends. The snow came a little bit, but we pushed through and we're able to have a super event, and I'm glad we were able to celebrate them. And now I'm glad it's over, dude, because it consumed my life for like
Yes, indeed. But that's a big mark. And I'm a child of preacher's kids as well, Robert. And so when y'all celebrate, like, do y'all get like down to go to the club, or y'all have an organ on and sing from the hymn Amazing Grace? Like, how does a preacher celebrate a retirement party?
Well, we actually had a little bit of reggae in there. You know, my family's from Jamaica, so we sang some One Love. Okay. You know, Harry Belafonte, Deo.
Come on now.
We broke it down a little bit.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, before we begin the Celebrity CEO Show, Robert, let me pause a bit here and see if anybody on the BWC side wants to jump in, say good morning, say hello. Maybe they have a question already about marketing, branding, business, or more, or just want to have some fun. Let me pause before we dive into today's 3 headline topics. Anybody on the BWC side want to jump in and say anything? And if not, it's okay. But just wanted to give that chance for the BWC crew to jump in if you wish.
I just want to say good morning, Ramon. Thank you so much for your voice this morning with business. You know, I am looking at all the things that has to be done. There's quite a few speaking engagements, quite a few things coming out. I have to have 2 chapters of a book that I'm collaborating on due on Friday, plus another book that I'm collaborating in. What would you say with someone who may be feeling, I don't like to use the word overwhelm, but I want to hear from you, Ramon, because you're a man of many talents, and thank you for that. I did put the link up above if people would like to support and vote, but I want to know from you, what would you say to someone feeling like that at the beginning of this year?
I'm honored, Dr. Tangi, because you're like the lady of health, and you always teach me how to eat better, so I'm happy to give you some tips on feeling overwhelmed, and also we'll hear from Robert Kennedy. Before we do that, though, Robert Kennedy has no clue what you applied for, how he should vote. He doesn't know where to click. He doesn't know how dope you are. He's like, Dr. Tangi, what did Ramon refer to? So pause and tell Robert Kennedy where he should click, what he should go to, what you applied for. Give the man understanding of what I'm talking about, Dr. Tangi. Then I'll talk about overwhelmed.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Ramon. This is called the Entrepreneur of Impact with Damon John, who is one of the guys in Shark Tank, and Colassio, the business too as well. So they're going to pick an entrepreneur of impact of the year, and they are just for this year they're going to give $25,000. Then you get an article in Forbes, and then you get to do a one-on-one with Damon John. And I will tell you, Ramon, and you know this, at first I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to ask people to vote. And I thought about our community too, and thought about what it represents to just be someone of just of impact. And sometimes you just have to show up. You just have to show up and do it. And so whoever I can reach, even through the contest, but I would love your support. All you have to do is click on the link and support. So Ramon, I started late yesterday. And so I think I was 11 out of like 70 something people. Now I moved up to number 7. So your support would mean a lot so that we can see other champions rise in this year together, because when one does, we all do. And I love you and love this community.
Hey, and I'm glad you're here, Dr. Tanji. Congratulations. Lanika Johnson, welcome, founder of Press Staffing and Trash the Logic. Glad you're here. And you know what? Let me just pause a bit, Robert and Lanika, and I'm going to come back to you, Dr. Tanji. Heather Parody, I'm just honored, Heather Parody. Want to shout you out. You are an OG. You've been here for a while, a comedian, I think, a business coach, and more. If you're not a comedian, you're just funny. So that's a compliment. Like, I ain't laughing at you. You know what I'm saying, Lanika? I'm trying to compliment you. But Heather Parody, glad you're here. I look up to you, love your videos, Heather. So glad you're here, Heather Parody. And if y'all don't know Heather Parody, definitely follow Heather Parody. Yeah, me too, Robert, for sure. I think that's on the LJ side of the house, but you can chat with her and maybe give her some tips on how to do that, what to do. But glad you're here, Lanika Johnson. Talk to the people, tell the people what Press Staffing is all about, and then we're going to dive into the top of the show today, and we'll sit back and relax, but say hello to the people, tell the people who you are and who you serve and what you do, Lanika.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Lanika E. Johnson. I am the CEO and founder of Press Staffing. Press stands for Philippines Remote Expert Staffing Solutions, and we are here to help entrepreneurs do better business faster and be more productive with their own remote staff. So that's what
I love
we
it.
do.
I'm glad you're here. And Robert, I know I talked to you about, did I finish talking about your health and all those things, Robert? Did you tell people who you are? My mind's going so fast. Like Dr. Tanji said, overwhelmed. I'm not sure if I did that for you as well, Robert. Did I do that?
No, well, I'm Robert Kennedy III. RK3 is what the cool people call me. You can find me on LinkedIn at Robert Kennedy 3. And our company is Kinetic Communications. We help business leaders, entrepreneurs get better on stages and screens so that they can get more sales. That's what we do. I'll see you soon.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Robert Kennedy, for being here. So let's dive right into today's show, talking about a few things here today. I share my screen. Ooh, love it. I'm using Restream to do all the 3 things here. So top of the headline, and again, welcome BWC. And again, congratulations, Dr. Tanji. I forgot. Let me address you, Dr. Tanji. You asked me, Ramon, how do you not be overwhelmed? I'm going to bring that same question to Lanika and to Robert as well in a bit here. But here's the thing, Dr. Tanji, a few things. And Dr. Tanji, thanks for asking. One, I definitely have felt, do feel, and will feel overwhelmed in seasons. It's for sure. I think any of us that are hard charging, doing multiple things, we will feel overwhelmed. And trust me, Lanika Johnson's one person who knows, who can imagine, not in a negative way, but she's doing a lot of different things. Admittedly, we've had calls. She's like, Ramon, me and you are simpatico. Well, we do a lot of different things with purpose, with intent. So there will be that feeling of overwhelm. I think that's 2. I think what's the type of overwhelm that it feels when I'm flying to an event and I get paid $35,000, $40,000, $25,000 to speak. I feel overwhelmed, but it's a good overwhelm. I can deal with it. You know, it's a good day. It's how it should be. It's like Simone Biles or Michael Phelps feeling stress, but it's in a good type of stress. I think that's number 2. I think 3, then there's that stress where it's a nasty feeling of stress, like your mama's calling you, your church calling you. What's up, Dr. Will Moreland? Glad you're here today. You know, your friends are calling you. I got Robert calling me, Lanika calling me. I got the cat meowing, the dog doing it. Now that's a bit, not because any of those people, but that's where it's a bit feeling, oh, it's exhausting, too much. So that's the number 3 or 4 thing I would say. And what I would do, Dr. Tanji, is I would enjoy the moment. You getting applying and being awarded possibly to be with Damon John and the other accolades you have, that's an amazing thing. And you have to push through that, grind through that, to get the accolades that you may want. And the fact that you were nominated or awarded, whatever the distinction may be, that's a big deal, Dr. Tanji. So enjoy that. I think point number 2, as you know, hey, Kev, glad you're here. It's a matter of prioritizing. Maybe in this season for the next 30 days, you're going to grind rough for the next few days. And that's just how it is. And you tell friends and family, listen, mama, wife, girlfriend, auntie, spouse, whatever it may be, she's going to be on little, you're going to have to give her some grace in this season. So I think that's another 5, communicate with the other. I did that, Lanika and Robert, for one of my Sunday school peers. He was like, Ramon, I'm sorry I'm not showing up. I said, brother, you getting your MBA, you a married man, you teach in Sunday school, you serve in the church, you got 2 cats. Why? I don't understand. All the things. This is your season of being busy. So I got you. He communicated. I said, don't worry about Sunday school. In fact, don't even show up. So I'll pause there. Robert, let me turn to you. Dr. Tangi asked about this aspect of feeling overwhelmed. She's going through this contest. Y'all should look up Dr. Tangi Brewer. She's a chef, by the way, as well. She has a cookbook out. What's up, Christine? So Robert Kennedy, talk to us about this aspect of feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think the idea of overwhelm is one, like you said, that we all go through, or the feeling of overwhelm is one that we all go through. And I think the idea, being aware of it, is super important, first of all, because if you're not aware of your emotions or your feelings or what's happening in your world, it can catch up with you and physically affect you internally. Your body can shut down. All sorts of different things can happen if you're not aware of it. Secondly, as you are aware of it, notice what is on your plate, because there's some things that will be on your plate that you don't really have control over. So you've got to figure out how to navigate through that. And there are other things that are time bound, where you're saying, oh my gosh, this is on my back and it's heavy for right now, but I know that it's going to end in 2 days. I know that it's going to end in 48 hours. So if I know that it's going to end, I'm saying, okay, I can push through to the finish line. I can get there. And that's an extra breath of fresh air. That's an extra push for you to help you get to that next space, because you're looking forward to a reprieve of some sort. You're looking forward to a little bit of a reward. So awareness is key, and also understanding what's on your plate so that you can make some adjustments and prioritizations.
I love that, Robert Kennedy. I'm curious, Robert Kennedy, how did it make you feel, Robert, to see that Dr. Will Moreland himself said this is the favorite morning show,
Robert. brother, I'm just waiting to get my box of sneakers from Dr. Will. That's what I'm waiting on.
Lanika Johnson, come on in here. This aspect of overwhelm. Talk to Sister Dr. Tangi Brewer. Feeling overwhelmed. She's doing all the things. Yes. Talk to us.
So this is so close to my heart, because I talk about this all the time as women, mothers, wives, entrepreneurs. A lot of times we get really overwhelmed because we are trying to do everything and be excellent at everything. And we're always looking for that balance. And I always tell women that what you really should be striving for is relative balance. You're never going to have perfect balance. You need to find some kind of relative balance. And we need to understand that, yes, we can have it all, just not all at once. So there are going to be periods in our lives where we're more focused on our family because that's what's needed right now. And there's going to be times where we're more focused on our business because that's what's needed right now. And then there's going to be times that we're more focused on our spiritual life, our mental health. You know, there are different seasons in our lives, and it might change day to day. It might change 3 times within the same day. But just know that you can have it all. But you cannot expect yourself to be a machine and be able to do everything all at once. You're not a machine. You are a human being, and it's okay. So when you feel overwhelmed, take a breath, step back, and just say, okay, what is most important right now? And that's why I try to make sure that every day I just have 3 things that I have to get done. These are the only 3 things that I have to get done today. So if anything else happens and throws my day off, I'm okay. I can move and groove, because those are the only 3 things I have to do. I can take care of these other things and still be able to say, okay, I sent that email, I made that phone call, I ran that one errand, and those 3 things are done. So women especially, we have to stop being so hard on ourselves, right? We have a lot of responsibilities and the mental load as well. So just give yourself some grace.
I love that, Lanika, and Robert, jump in here. I love that, Lanika, because again, my wife is going through, again, great woman, saying this in a positive way, go through the same thing. Me, I don't know about you, Robert, but the house can be burning, the car can be crashing, the kids can be running. I'll be like, oh, it's all right. Let me just go get a soda real quick. She'll be like, so I think, but that's a beautiful thing, right? We need somebody in life to be cared about something, not that I don't care, but I just care a little differently. So Lanika, I think that's powerful what you said. Robert, anything on that Lanika said? Then I want to turn to the BWC crew and see anything they have to say on this. Any feedback on that, Robert?
Nothing big. I just want to double down on the last thing she said. Give yourself some grace. That's
grace. Yeah, give yourself some grace. Maybe Lanika and Robert, that'll be the operable word today. Again, everybody, good morning. My name is Ramon Ray, host of the Celebrity CEO Show, joined by Robert Kennedy III. You can see him on IG and other platforms, Robert Kennedy 3 on LinkedIn and more, Robert Kennedy III, also.com. And we got Lanika Johnson of Press Staffing and Trash Logic. You can see Lanika on IG and more. I use Press Staffing for my business, so you definitely want to check them out. Press Staffing. You're looking for staffing, virtual assistants, what we call it as it were, extra help for your business. Definitely check out Press Staffing. Robert Kennedy, the best communicator. Forget the voice. Now, he can't give you his voice, but he can help you communicate better. So Robert Kennedy III is here as well. Glad you're here. BWC, how was that, Dr. Tanji? BWC side, anybody else want to pour in on this aspect of feeling overwhelmed? Let me know, and then we'll jump in with today's Celebrity CEO Show. I'll pause. Always want to give priority to the BWC crew because that's the platform we're on today.
I love that she mentioned grace. So that's one of my favorite words. And that's beautiful. So I'm going to take that with me throughout the day. And I also like the prioritization, of course, that's huge that you said too. And thinking about throughout the day. Also, like you said, Ramon, letting others know that you are focused right now. And it's okay to say no. And I'm not going to be going to a lot of dinners and going out with friends and going out. It's just time right now to just be focused for these few months. So thank you for that, all of you.
You're welcome. And you're right. I think the communication, and then I will get to everybody else here. Just say your name real quick, loud and clear. And I think that the communication is important. If I tell Robert, you listen, during this season, my kids are here. I need to spend more time with them. Robert's a good friend. He's going to back off. No problem. I got you. 30 days, you said whatever, no problem. But if I don't tell him, he'll wonder Ramon slipping. Same thing with Lanika. I tell her, Lanika, listen, I got some issues in my life going through this, that, and issues. Oh, totally understand. She will offer to help even, but at least she understands. It's when you don't tell people. Now, Robert and Lanika like, Ramon didn't show up for the 4th show in a row. What's going on here? All right, listen, BWC, just say your name. I heard about 2 other people, Pastor Jeff. I think I saw you mute, but everybody else jump in. Pastor Jeff, I'll give you the mic, and then I'll give that Queen. I think I heard a Queen's voice as well. Pastor Jeff, mic is yours.
Thank you, Ramon.
Sure, brother.
I would just say to Dr. Chanty, use the AAA. Audit your network, ask for help, and then accept it. Back to you, Ramon.
Ooh, Pastor Jeff, sometimes you say that the shortest
mic
thing.
and left.
Am I right, Robert Kennedy? I mean, come on now. Who else is jumping in? Unmic and just join us here on the show. I think I heard another voice. Maybe didn't.
I heard a lady's voice. I don't want to step on her. Whoever was, is there a lady who wants to chime in? If not, I'll speak.
Yes, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, what's up? The mic is yours. Please.
Hi, Marvin. I'll throw it to you in just a minute. Overwhelmed. I was feeling overwhelmed over the weekend, and it's really important to lean into facing what you might be avoiding. It's a temperature check for us sometimes on just being able to assess where we might need support. So it's not easy to do, but slowing down to speed up really is a gift, so that you can have the awareness and then be able to communicate what you need. If you can't be aware of what you need, it's going to be difficult for others to support you. So just some thoughts there around overwhelm.
Jessica, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, Jessica. Thanks for showing up, being so consistent. We appreciate you being here and a valued member of the BWC crew. Those who are watching on video, you're hearing audio streamed in from Clubhouse, the social audio app. And I see my friends here, Robert Kennedy, my co-host, amazing communication professional and more. Definitely check him out, Robert Kennedy III, and Lanika Johnson, founder of Press Staffing, who I use for a lot of my needs as well. So definitely check them out at Press Staffing. Marvin Reed, my brother from another mother in the town of England. Glad you're here today. Marvin Reed, jump in and talk to us, brother.
How you do, Ramon?
I'm blessed, man.
Great to hear your voice. I told you I was gonna catch the show.
You did.
So glad that I did. And I'm gonna be definitely gate crashing your live as well at some point.
Please do.
But look, I love the content so far. I'm excited to listen to the rest of the show. But I just wanted to chime in on that topic of overwhelm, because I think it's something that so many people struggle with. And I just wanted to say this before, and I'll let you carry on.
Nah, take your time. Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Is just value. We put so much value sometimes on helping others, and everyone's heard of the saying, you got to pour from the saucer and not the cup, otherwise you'll burn yourself out. But if we just pause and actually recognize the value in some of the other things that were going on. So it's very easy to attribute value to achieving success. It's very easy to attribute value to financial gain. But if you actually stopped and said, oh, hold on, how much do I value my relationship with my kids? Or how much do I value my relationship with my partner? Or how much do I value my health? Because the reality of the situation is, if you don't place enough value on your health, you're not going to be able to achieve that success or achieve that financial gain. So I just wanted to throw that into the conversation, because it's definitely something that I've wrestled with over the years myself as well, in, you know, constantly pushing and the narrative that's always out there. You got to keep going and you got to 10x and all the rest of it, but place enough value on you in order to move forward. I'll pass it back to you, Ramon.
Marvin, I appreciate it. Did you just go into your American accent when you went, you got to push, you got to add value, you got to 10x it? Did I just hear you put your American accent on, Marvin? Is that what you just did?
We've been studying Idris Elba. That's what that is.
Yeah, he's been studying Idris Elba, right? He just can be a country boy from Mississippi or whatever it is. All right, let's jump into it. Lanika and Robert having some fun here with my crew. We're going to jump into 3 topics here. Marvin Reed, thanks for being here, brother. Glad you're here today on the Celebrity CEO Show, BWC. Glad you're here again. We're live streaming on Breakfast with Champions audio-only app, so definitely download Clubhouse audio-only app and check out the Breakfast with Champions show here with my friends, Lanika Johnson, press staffing, here with my other friend, Robert Kennedy III. And we're going to jump into 3 headlines today. I'm going to go through all of them, Robert and Lanika, and then I'll turn back to you all to jump in and pick which one you like. But there's an interesting company, Lanika and Robert and BWC crew, all they sell is one thing. They sell one thing. They sell ducks. Who would have thought that ducks, and this is in San Francisco Standard, could be a hot item? I'm just sharing my screen here and scrolling it. The story told by small business owners in San Francisco generally veer more horrific than heartwarming, but a bright yellow shop at Pier 39 with a silly concept chosen on impulse has been a runaway success called Quack, Robert. What a great name, Quack. Okay. The store sells basically one thing, Lanika, toy ducks. And it's darn good at it, says the article. The shop sold 50,000 ducks last year. I know Lanika's like, really? Sign me up. So bottom line here is that I think the lesson learned, we'll see where Robert and Lanika want to take it in a minute here, but just that I don't think it's about what we're selling. It's irrelevant what you're selling. Lanika sells staffing services. Robert sells communication services. It's, do you have the right customer? That's it. Do you have the customer that has the pain? And I say pain in quotes. It doesn't always mean you need, oncology treatment. Does it mean you need fertility help? Does it mean you need anything that may be a little more sadder, worried of life? It could mean just you want a good laugh and buy a duck. So that's number one. Ding, 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 ding. Tip number one, or headline number one of the day, Celebrity CEO Show, company selling a duck. And we'll see what our co-hosts have to say about it. Number 2, we've all seen the angst and the rigmarole. Let me hide my DM messages. Y'all see it on my business now? Come on now. I can't even see. Look at that, Robert. Can't even hide it. Anyways. Meta unveils CapCut competitor. This is not breaking news, Robert. This is not breaking news, Lanika. But I thought it was interesting that, in the realm of TikTok gone or here, it looks like it'll be here now. But my point is that short form video. See, Robert, you can't do these side little laughs and these little chuckles.
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to be serious now, Robert. So Meta.
Well, it's not as serious. Okay,
Robert,
go ahead.
now you started Lanika, and you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to do a show to help save America and help. Now, y'all good people. So Meta unveils CapCut competitor. Again, what got to me, not necessarily that Meta's unveiling it, but the fact that short form video for today is going to be around. I think we are beholden to what new thing the social platforms want if we choose to play that game. So there's a little nugget in there as well. If we choose to do that, you could build a great company, not spend your whole time on social media. 2 more things, topics of the day we'll touch on here, and I can remind y'all, to go back to it. Just wanted to get some headlines here. Inc. magazine covers, and I'm sure others, that Adam Grant, this well-known psychologist and author and work, all the cool things he does. Many may know the name Adam Grant. Glassdoor hired him as their chief work-life expert. But here's the nugget that I wanted to pull out, Robert. I wanted to pull out, Lanika. Not this per se, but influencer marketing. Just the power of, I don't think, and this is no ding on him or the company, I don't think Glassdoor cares a whit about Adam Grant per se. they're like, how do we boost our brand? We can do advertising, we can do this, we can do that. And the other Glassdoor's already doing it. They got a cool, I think, free thing where you can see about how companies are doing. But they're like, ooh, Adam Grant's a rising star. Let's hire him, leverage his name. And I say that, Robert and Lanika, because I've done this game in a good way myself. I'm a brand ambassador for brands, for Rocket Lawyer, for other brands, VeriSign. So interesting note, should press staffing get a brand ambassador, as it were? Should Robert Kennedy get a brand ambassador, as it were? All depends on how you're doing and what you're doing. And last but not least, Lanika's favorite topic, did this because of her, just for her, Robert, is President Trump. The art of the image. Thought this is interesting, and this is from the New York Times, so a publication that normally kind of is not so friendly towards him, but they broke down the branding that this man has done and does. So I thought it was very interesting. Again, this is not about politics at all in the least, but just shows when he's, standing on a stadium. People will say the man's thinking, okay, where's the lighting? Where's this? He's told people that's not the color of my logo. It needs to be switched. When he was getting his mugshot when he was in prison, he thought beforehand, how do I smile or not? So I thought it was just interesting, the power of personal branding. When he was shot on the stage, what did the man do? The presence of mind to stand up, fight. Let me get my shoes. He's a consummate actor, producer, color commentator. I don't know what you want to call it. Seeing this shot at McDonald's, there's the shot of him in prison, seeing the thing of him at McDonald's, things of that nature. I'll get to that and then I'll wrap up here. But he was very cognizant, where's that one at, of somewhere there, of him when he was, went to McDonald's to get the shot. So I'll pause there, but I just wanted to show, and again, this is not about President Trump. We can go there if we have to. I prefer not to, talking on the BWC side, but we talked today about, again, ducks and going niche, and maybe I'll take it one by one. Maybe that's easier. I'll start with you, Lanika, if that's okay. We'll take it one by one. I think it'd be simpler for the format. Ducks and going niche. Lanika, what came out for you? And then Robert, jump on in. Let's see where it goes.
I love it. I think when I saw it, when I read the article, I thought immediately about In-N-Out and how successful they've been. And all they do are burgers and fries and shakes. Like, that's it. That's all you can order. Don't come in here trying to, Five Guys us. We sell cheeseburgers. We sell burgers. We sell fries. So I think that niching down, as we know as entrepreneurs, niching down tends to work better than trying to serve everybody everything. Right? Just find your people, focus on those people, and just do that. Right? I think I realized that with press staffing, I could try to sell to big call centers because the Philippines is the BPO capital of the world, right? I could try to sell to them, but really niching down to entrepreneurs, small business owners, really is where, like you say, our bread and butter is, right? That works for us. We only work with small business owners, usually solopreneurs. And I like that because I can have that personal connection with them and I know how to work with them because that's me.
No, I love it.
That's how I feel about it. The duck
but let me ask you one follow-up before you jump in, Robert. I want to ask you one follow-up, Lanika. I go into the duck shop. I don't have the name, Quack or whatever it's called. Thank you, Quack. Robert loves that name. I go to the duck shop and I want a teddy bear, Lanika. Should the founder, oh no, we're not selling teddy bears. Let's do our strategic plan and have a line of teddy bears called Quack. Why not that? Because I came into the store, 5,000 people came into the store, Lanika, and they want a teddy bear, but I don't sell it. Talk about that.
So what I did notice that the store did, and I thought this was brilliant, is that what people wanted, they put on the duck. So I think that they would just put a teddy bear suit on the duck.
Yes, you're right.
From what I saw from their branding, that's what they would do. So they can still feel that need, but stay within their lane. And I think that as entrepreneurs, we tend to have this transient spirit and we want to go, where it looks like, okay, that's shiny. I want to do that. Oh, that looks like the money's over there. I want to do that. And we really just need to learn how to stay focused. I always tell people, I didn't make 7 figures until I focused on one thing, right? I was making, $100,000 here, $50,000 here, $30,000 there. I didn't make $1 million until I said, oh, okay, I'm going to put all my focus right here on this customer and focus on this. And it took me years to learn that, 15 years to figure that out. But once I did that, it was.
And that was Trash Logic, everybody. Lanika is a successful business owner and not impressed. She's successful in both businesses, but her $1 million business is Trash Logic. Lanika, Quack, Robert Kennedy III, talk to us, man. Your favorite company in the world, Quack. What it got? What
Yeah.
you get?
So I would love to see this business plan. I think Lanika said, find your people and take care of them. And there's some great business lessons in that. But the question that I'd like to ask is, who are these people? Who are these people? I go to In-N-Out Burger because I'm hungry. I'm gonna go to, it doesn't matter if I want burgers, fries, or side dishes or whatever. I'm hungry. I'm gonna be hungry at some point. Who are the people who say, oh my gosh, I need ducks in my life? I need toy ducks. I want to know who these people are and and where did the quack people find them? I mean, what kind of research, what kind of market research were they doing to say, oh yeah, there's in San Francisco, there is a centralization of duck wanting people. I'm like, how did that even happen?
Right.
You know what I think they would say, Robert? What I think the answer would be is probably Seth Godin. I'm hearing his voice in my ear. A friend of mine would probably be like the tension, or I could be using the wrong word, but I know you and Lanika understand what I'm trying to say. The tension, the FOMO, the not being left out. No one knew they needed it, Robert. You're right. No one, Lanika did not wake up this morning going, quack, quack, I want a duck. Neither did Robert.
Nope.
But I promise, it's on her mind now. I promise you, when she and her girlfriends, when your group of people, Robert, go to San Francisco, I promise y'all, 2 people are going to be like, we need to find the duck company we were talking about a year ago, 6 months ago. Back to you, Robert, but it doesn't make sense what I'm saying that,
My only reason for finding it now is because it was on Ramon Ray's Celebrity CEO show. So now I've got to figure out.
Exactly.
Right. That's all you're going to be thinking about.
And actually, I live 2 hours from there, so I'm going to actually go there and check it out. And I will report back.
Are you going to get a blinged out duck or just a regular duck? I don't know.
She will.
I'm gonna get a duck with eyelashes and everything.
Lanika, you have to do that. That will bring this show back. That would be hilarious. Let's keep moving on. Then we're going to open up the floor for BWC. But talking about going niche, listen, you can sell anything you want. Find the people who want what you need, and/or who knew we needed Uber, but we did take taxi. So I can take this anywhere you want. But again, with Robert Kennedy, my friend Robert Kennedy III, RK3, find him online. Amazing communication specialist. You wanted to give your next TED Talk. You wanted to tell your story better. You wanted to speak more in corporate America, better in corporate America. Robert Kennedy's your guy, salt of the earth, amazing, amazing human being that I've gotten to know for many, many years. So definitely want to see Robert Kennedy. You want to add something, Robert Kennedy? Or are you just affirming and saying what I said was great and awesome?
I'm just soaking up all of your commercial of me. I'm just taking it.
Lanika Johnson, founder of Press Staffing, the excellent, amazing company for all your staffing needs. You feeling that overwhelmed and you're like, I wish there was a solution. I wish there's a source. I wish somebody could help with my marketing, my project management, more. Lanika Johnson is the one for you. Press Staffing, pressstaffing.com. Check her out. Find them online. Just go see her and let her know. If you don't mind, let her know. I heard about you on Ramon's The Celebrity CEO show. Lanika Johnson, so I'm here so she knows where she's hearing that from. But Lanika Johnson of Press Staffing. Ding, 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 ding. Moving forward here, we talked about Meta unveils CapCut competitor. I think I'm going to skip that one. I don't think it's much to talk about unless there is, Robert or Lanika, that y'all want to talk about short form video.
I do want to talk about it.
Let's go. Show yours.
Because I wanted to unveil my cynic and conspiracy theorist for a second, because I found it interesting. Yeah,
yes,
I found it interesting that all of a sudden, recently, Mark Zuckerberg became friendly with Donald Trump and the party, and then when the TikToks went down, the message on TikTok was like, we're banned here in the US, but we're fortunate that President Trump is going to have us back up and running really soon. And then they come back up and running the next day, but CapCut's not back up just yet. And now Meta's like, hey, we're releasing something that is a competitor to CapCut. The timing of all of that seems strangely convenient to me. Yeah.
Lanika, go ahead. I'm going to stay out of this. This is y'all's show. I'm going to stay out of this. Lanika, go ahead. I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes.
No, I absolutely agree. The whole thing was to me was very, very obvious, right? I don't even think it's a conspiracy, Robert. Ramon, I truly believe that it's very, very obvious. What CEO puts on there, thanks to President Trump, we are going, like, nobody does that. That's insane. So it's so obvious. And then Mark Zuckerberg coming out, we talked about it last week about, we're getting rid of fact checkers and blah, blah, blah. All that is on brand. I'm just, hey, but this is the thing. I'm chilling. I'm going to brunch. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm I have nothing to do with it. I'm out.
Wow. So, Robert, you really think it's like who is it? Mary Kim Farkas. So Mary Kim Farkas agree? You think it's been in the work of cabal, a plan? You think Mark, Trump, China, y'all and Leak and Mary Kim think it's all one big orchestrated plan? That's what you think, Robert?
Some people get caught for insider trading. Some people don't. I'll say it that way.
Wow. As my wife would say, Ramon, you naive. Anyway, so interesting. Okay, we'll move forward. I love it. Everybody, by the way, welcome to the Celebrity CEO Show. As who was it here? Yes, I think Mary Kim put it best. My name is Ramon Ray. Love the show. Always lighthearted and informative. That's all I'm trying to do. I started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books. My latest book is The Celebrity CEO, where we help entrepreneurs and business owners build their personal brand. So you can definitely check the book out. Check it out. Download our free Celebrity CEO Blueprint at celebritysceo.com, or even better, check us out at zoneofgenius.com. And as a confused mind does nothing, as I'm remembering that right now, Robert, as I say 3 things about myself, definitely you could consider having me on your stage to host your event, keynote your event, and more. Ooh, Mary Kim says, I'm going to brunch too, Lanika. You should DM Lanika about some things, Mary Kim. DM her the word brunch. You will be pleasantly loving to know what Lanika has in the works, Mary Kim. So definitely connect to Lanika, Mary Kim Farkas. You are sisters of like-heartedness. Moving forward here. Ding, 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 ding. Star psychologist Adam Grant joins Glassdoor as chief work-life expert. I thought that was kind of interesting-ish, Lanika and Robert. Just, you know what, Adam Grant, if you don't know the name, but he's this top 100 thinkers, Simon Sinek, Seth Godin, take your pick of any of these famous, cool people. Glassdoor hired him. So we can go wherever you want, Lanika and Robert, but I just wanted to bring out the fact that Glassdoor wanted him really, and not in a bad way at all. It's influencer marketing. They're like, hey, we're doing cool things. Adam Grant's a renowned psychologist. Corporate America hires him. Let's pay him what, Lanika? $2 million a year. What, Robert? $5 million a year, $500,000 a year. Take your pick. Some retainer, probably nice heavy retainer he's getting to show up, use his name, and they get another kind of a star, some light thrown on their brand. So, Lanika, any thought on that? I thought it was pretty cool. Just, hey, a corporation's doing influencer marketing. Talk to us, Lanika.
Yeah, I was reading it, and I had never heard of him, so obviously I had to look him up and everything. And I think what's interesting is, I'm old, I'm 50, so I was doing stuff before the internet.
I got you.
Not before the internet. Okay, I'm not that old, but before social media. So I think about when TV was all about getting eyeballs, and I think that influencer marketing is more about buying trust. And I think that's what Glassdoor is doing, is that they're buying the trust of his audience, right? So I think you'll see, and we've already seen brands doing it, but I think on this large scale like this, I've never really seen large companies doing it like this and bringing someone actually onto their team this way. I think this is really interesting, and it'll be interesting to see if other companies follow suit.
Yeah, I agree.
For me.
Yeah. And it's kind of, though, Lanika, in the realm of an endorsement, meaning Haynes has done that with Michael Jordan. I remember they called Robert to do that. Right. Robert was like, no, he can't really pose it as underwear. His wife said no. They came to me. It wasn't enough money, Lanika. So I was like, I text Robert. I text Michael Jordan back in the day, and he's like, Ramon, heck, I'll do it. So, people have done things like that-ish, but I get what you mean. Not quite like this. Robert, can you talk to us? What are your thoughts on that? What is the nugget you'll pull out about Glassdoor and Adam Grant?
Yeah, I don't have anything brand new to add to the conversation. I think it's really just interesting about how companies are utilizing influencer or personal branding, not just from an ambassador perspective, but now in the sense of hiring that person to be a part of the company and maybe picking their brain for how they've built their personal brand and attaching that to the company. So there was a great book that I read last year that I'm reading over again called 24 Assets by Daniel Priestley. And one of the assets that he talks about that every business needs to have is ambassadors, right? And so it's if you're a personal brand, great, but who else's personal brand can you leverage to grow your business and your company as well? So I think Glassdoor hiring Adam Grant is a great example of that.
Yeah, for sure. And looking here at the chat on Clubhouse, Dr. Vivian, thanks for chiming in. Yes, the disappearance of CapCut created the FOMO for the new editing app. So you're voting with Robert and Lanika. Adrian Barker's commenting on what Lanika said further. Their secret menu at In-N-Out is interesting and more. So again, thank you all from the BWC Breakfast with Champions on the Clubhouse app. Thanks for joining in and being a part of this experience for sure. I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Celebrity CEO. You can get to know me better at celebritysceo.com, RamonRay.com, and more. Glad you're here. We're having this show really to have fun, and my hope is informative and exciting. But if it's not, I don't mind. It's okay. As long as you laugh, I'm good. Here at my other friend, Lanika Johnson, founder of Press Staffing. Definitely check out Press Staffing for all of your staffing needs and more. I use Press Staffing, and you should too. Check them out if you're kind of feeling overwhelmed or you just got a project, you got something you want extra help with. Lanika can find an amazing, smart, capable person to help you offload some of that work. So check out Lanika Johnson with Press Staffing. My good friend Robert Kennedy III here as well, communication specialist, communication expert. Really, you want to get on that stage, give your text, talk, communicate better, turn your story into profit, maybe a story that you have and lead into your next book. Robert can help you with kind of all of those things. A well-accomplished man for sure. G R Houston. I think it's, G, because on sometimes, Lanika and Robert on the YouTube names show up different, but I think that's my friend G. Every company can benefit from having super fans. Glad you're here, G. Amazing photographer. Glad you're here. All right, our last touch of the day, and I hope you all on the Clubhouse side, please go to Dr. Tangi Brewer. She has a link. I'll be sharing that in my socials as well. She's in track to get some time with Damon John and some other things in a campaign that she's entered into. So definitely vote for Dr. Tangi Brewer. Just look her up. And afterwards, we can give her some love. Remind me, Mary Kim or Mary Lynn, to figure out how to do that in some systematic way. Last but not least, Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, New York Times wrote an article about branding. And again, this is not about politics at all. If Vice President Kamala Harris would have won, we'd have had articles probably on her being on Call Me Daddy and using podcasts and more. So, thin, razor thin. But the point is, talking about branding, the New York Times article just really touched on the fact that this shot of him at McDonald's, shot of him doing other things he's done when he got shot with a bullet, how, he got his tribe to put the little thing on the ear as a tchotchke. I'll take it. I'm using my words, just when he was indicted, 5,000 charges against the man, and everyone he kind of used as great. Let's use this as a headline to get more votes or raise more money. Law enforcement's kind of a big deal for many elected officials and all of us, but he wanted to show that. So every moment intentionally, before I leave Air Force One or before I leave my plane, let me run in front of the motorcycle and get a selfie. So I just wanted to touch on that, Lanika. I'll turn it to you first. Just, I think the power of being cognizant of our brand, cognizant of leveraging it on what we do and how we do it. Another shot here of him, in North Carolina, I think it is, but just cognizant of the imagery. How does he leverage the shots? How to leverage what I'm doing? How to be cognizant of the moments that are there. So, and I'll touch on this first, Lanika, excuse me, but I just wanted to add that, I do this. I could do a lot of things better. Lanika talked about her focus in building her first $1 million company and more. Something I struggle with, but one thing I do pretty well is the imagery. I mean, I'll be thinking, hey, babe, if I slip carrying this trash out, could you make sure to capture that video, please, so we can share that out. So the imagery, this show here could be a little better, some things I want to do better, but I thought about who can I have who I can do a certain type of show with. I thought Lanika, would she be so kind enough to join me? Robert's so kind enough to join me. So it's a broad topic, but I think the imagery, what I'm thinking here right now as a teaching moment for all watching, the Celebrity CEO show you see at the top here, it's a bit too big. It cuts off our bit, but I have it here. Some shows don't, and I think it increases the quality of the show, which will get better and better. So I took it a long way, but I know Lanika can handle it. Just touch on that, Lanika, what you think, either your own self or other examples of, we talk about kind of the personal brand imagery. Take the mic, Lanika. The mic is yours.
Well, we all know that personal branding really is more influential than the actual substance of what it is that we're doing, right? So, you don't really have to know how to be president. You just need to look presidential, and you need to be able to get your people to follow you. Like, we've seen that in action, right? You just need people to follow you and think that you're amazing. And you can do that through your branding. I think that's all branding is creating a story that people can follow. And I think we can all do that better. One of the things that I did with my team last week was I was teaching them how to place assets on a page so that people will read it, right? Our eye forms a Z, right? Our eye goes in a Z pattern. So same thing when we take pictures, is making sure that there is something, a visual interest that the eye can follow, right? So when you see models do this in a shot, it's so that your eye follows, that Z pattern, and it's interesting. So understanding that, I think, is really important, because people pay attention to that before they really pay attention to what the substance is that you're talking about, or what you're teaching, or whatever it is. You just have to think about that. And one last thing, before somebody else jumps in, Jasmine Bowdry, who some of you know, she's a stylist, and she always talks about how so many speakers get on stage and they don't think about this, right? They're not thinking about how they're presenting themselves and how people are receiving them. And sometimes you'll see somebody and you just kind of tune out, because they just don't fit the brand. What they're saying doesn't connect with what you're seeing. So, keeping that in mind, what do you want to present to the world? What do you want people to believe about you before you?
And Lanika, I had one more thing, is that I think one of my clients called me their hype man, Lanika, and I'm blending now ducks and branding. I've been very comfortable with, I'm not the person that's going to go deep 90 minutes, 2 hours on some fancy topic. Marvin Reed with his fancy British accent or something could do. Hello, today we're going to talk about the ethical implications of religion in the workplace. Not me. Other people can do that long. But what I specialize in, I'm your 30-minute to 60-minute firecracker. I will open your event, close your event, and it will be the best event on earth. That's my specialty. And I've told my clients more and more, if you want to go deep on LinkedIn, can I do that, Lanika? Absolutely. Can I go talk on staffing? For sure. I've hired over 100 virtual assistants over my career. I can do that. But my specialty, going back to the two things, is is high level, high energy audience engagement in a compressed amount of time. I can go deep on some things, but that's not my specialty. So to your point, and I tell them the substance I say, it's kind of important, but I wouldn't focus on that so much. It's, we need our event to kick off at a high level, or we need it to close and people are in tears like an altar call. That's my gift. So just wanted to echo that. I think they have to have some substance, of course, but you can hone in on leverage these things. And to your point of President Trump, again, taking politics aside, he honed in on just the nugget, the message, calling his opponents names. You can't beat that, the sizzle. Robert Kennedy, talk to us.
I think people forget that Donald Trump was a reality show star.
It's a good point.
For a long time, right? And not just a star, but a producer of the show. And when you're producing TV and you're trying to go after ratings, a lot of things that the average person doesn't even consider matter, right? So if you think back to The Apprentice, from the angles that were shot in the room, the lighting of the room, right? All of that stuff matters. And it matters because you're aware of human psychology and how humans respond to things that they may not even be focused on. So for example, us as business owners, I went through color psychology as I was thinking about my brand. So for me, the two main colors of my brand are blue and orange. Blue represents trust and authenticity, and orange evokes energy and enthusiasm. So imagine Robert going on stage wearing orange, and the way that I come across on stage is, hi, everybody. I'm here today, and we're going to talk about totally a misfit, right? It doesn't work. So the color indicates what you can expect from that experience or from that situation. If you look at my background, you may not even pay attention to it, but there are little elements. I've got blue accent lighting. I've got the orange accent light. Which side? One of these sides, right? I've got an orange accent light. I'm wearing orange. There's something that I'm always saying to you without saying it. Right. And so Donald Trump being strategic in what he says and his picture or his photo ops and where he shows up. And it's all a part of understanding human psychology to achieve a specific result and rating for what you're after.
Absolutely loves it, Robert. We're going to go back to the BWC and give the BWC crew, if they want to give any input. Shout out. We got some good people coming here. I'm not sure if these are Lanika's people or Robert's people. We got Miguel Sarant coming out here saying, wow. He was probably saying wow to what I said an hour ago. That's probably what he was saying wow to. Come on with the color psychology. Shouting out Robert Kennedy there. Indeed, Zandra, thanks for being here, a part of this. It's the little things, Tara echoing here. The little things matter, especially when it's razor thin, Robert. You know, when you got glaring messaging, whatever, but that's when it's razor thin, it's the small things that matter. So true with presenting themselves. Mary Kim Farkas, an amazing human, is echoing what Lanika had said before. You know, even speakers, how you show up on stage. We've clearly thought, you know, to some degree about how we're showing up here. This is not the biggest platform in the world, but Lanika probably thought what she's going to wear. Robert thought what he's going to wear. I thought what I was going to wear. If I take this shirt off, y'all going to run, Robert, Lanika. Y'all want to see what's under this shirt. It's like, you know, just not great for camera. But anyways, hey, BWC side, Breakfast Champion side, anybody want to unmic, say your name and join us in on this conversation? We got about 7 minutes to go. And if not, it's okay. Trust me. Me, Lanika, and Robert can carry their show the whole time, but this is your time to shine if you wish. All right, cool. All right. With that, I want to remind everybody, by the way, there's an event coming up, Creative Con.
I got something, Ramon.
Oh, please. Pastor Jeff? Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
join us, please.
Yes, I was thinking about the Quack Company out there in California.
Quack, quack.
You know, one of the things I learned when I was in school for business is that you can make the best widget in the world, but if nobody knows that you have it, you will die broke. But if you advertise, you could have the worst one and you could die very wealthy. One of the things I want to remind us is that if you niche down, that's good if that's where you're at. And if you don't, that's good too. Let's go back and think about Amazon. They started out only doing books, and now look at where they're at today. Walmart started out as a storefront. Look at where they're at today. And so I think it's a matter of the individual entrepreneur deciding where they need to be, what works for them. And then, as they say in modern day vernacular, you do you, boo. Back to you, Ramon.
Pastor Jeff, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you being here today. And can you just give a quick shout out, because the BWC audience knows you, Pastor Jeff, but to the video audience, we have some shared audience from Lanika, who has a big reach. One day, Pastor Jeff, by the way, Lanika shouted me out, and my phone battery died out of all the comments that were coming up from her profile. I was like, wait a minute, why is my phone blowing up like this? Lanika has a huge audience. So Pastor Jeff, tell the people on video who, you know, we on the audio only side know you, but just shout out people who you are and a little bit about you. Take 10 seconds to do that real quick, and then we'll keep moving on here.
Thank you, Ron. I'm Dr. PJ, a retired pastor. As I heard Brother Robert say, I celebrate your parents. I retired from pastoring on 1 January. I am a NLP practitioner. I solve problems. I do a few things, Lakeisha, more than just one niche down. But hey, we do what we do. Thank you, Ramon, for giving us that opportunity.
Oh, you know it, absolutely. Anybody else on the BWC side before we get ready to land the plane, close the show in the next 4 minutes?
Hey, Ramon, it's Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, the mic is yours. Talk to us.
Yep. Piggybacking on the verticals and staying in your niche, I heard something by Chris Do about going deep instead of wide, and that actually most CEOs and managers are generalists because they have to have a lay of the land. And it was encouraging to give perspective on how to keep growing with depth, but having awareness there. So being a generalist versus a specialist and how that attaches to the decisions that we make. So I thought that would contribute here to the cadence of the conversation.
Oh, Jessica, I appreciate it. I have Chris Doe's website shared on my screen. Chris Doe's, I don't know him personally, but I've followed him, been in events where he's at, an amazing ecosystem he's built. His book, Rocket Fuel of Do, is out and more. So Jessica, thanks for reminding us about the amazing work of Chris Do. And Jessica, thank you for being a part of this. Anybody else on the BWC side? Love hearing from BWC people. Maybe you don't know Lanika, want to get to know her. Maybe you don't know Robert Kennedy the third, want to get to know him. Anybody else? Before we get ready to land the plane, I'll have Lanika close us out, Robert close us out, and then we'll close down the show. Anybody else want to join? And if not, it's okay.
Hey, Ramon, I'll chime in very
Marvin.
quickly before you jump out. No, I think it's a great conversation, and it's been a fantastic show today. I'm glad that you are back live and direct in BWC, and I think your energy is infectious, so I love it. And just to chime into that point, actually, I think a lot of the times where people are reluctant to really sort of niche down, it comes from fear. It comes from the fear of not being able to either create enough impact or create enough revenue. And I think it's so important to try and get rid of that fear or overcome that fear, because I mean, I'm speaking to you now from the UK. You guys are in the US across the pond, and look, the world is a very, very big place. So there's more than enough people to go around, and I think the most important thing is to find your people rather than trying to appeal to everyone and just getting lost in the noise of everything that goes on. And I love what you shared about the ducks. And just as a very quick fun fact, I know you like those.
I do.
There is actually a duck shop in Brighton in the UK that is quite famous as well. So just throw that into the conversation.
Okay.
And I'll pass it on.
Lanika, you have 2 places to go. Go meet my friend Marvin Reed, who's an amazing salt of the earth human, in UK, Lanika, because excuse me, I know you travel around the world. And then in your San Francisco area, whatever that duck shop was, go visit it. But Lanika, close us out. Give us 30 seconds to a minute to share with us anything you want that's on your heart. Then I'll turn to you, Robert, and then I'll close down the Celebrity Steal Show. And I think you could be on mute, Lanika. I think so. Yep. Cool.
Yep, I was muted. All right, y'all. So thank you so much, Ramon, for having me here. I always enjoy being here with you and Robert. I think as we kind of look at what's happened over the past week or so with TikTok leaving and TikTok coming back, and a lot of people feeling anxiety and angst, I think that we need to, talking about niching down and focusing on our people. And I think that's where we need to be. If we focus on ourselves, like I said, y'all do what you want to do. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my business. I'm going to focus on my customers and make sure that I'm serving at the highest level possible. And this is what I want everyone to walk away with. When it comes to business, you're either disrupting or you're being disrupted. So please get uncomfortable and shake things up in your business if you want to survive in this new world.
I love it. Get uncomfortable and shake things up. Lanika Johnson, Press Staffing. Robert Kennedy, final words, comments. Talk to us, please.
I love what I think it was Lanika said earlier, or you. I don't remember who said it.
It's probably me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the brilliant stuff comes from Ramon. Just so everybody knows. All right, hold on. All right, there we go.
We got to keep our jobs somehow.
So what somebody said was go deep and not wide, and Lanika indicated, man, she didn't create the higher levels of wealth or revenue in her business until she decided to focus in one area. So for the small business owners, the entrepreneurs, those who are just starting out, or maybe you're 10 or 15 years in and you have not achieved what you desired from a revenue standpoint, start considering where I can go deep, right? First item on the show, the quack shop, right? They went deep in one area. It doesn't make sense to everybody else. And what you want to go deep on might not make sense to everybody else. You might have people say to you, I don't think that's going to sell, right? There's a way. There's a way. The only thing that needs to happen to end the show is for Donald Trump to go for a photo op at the quack shop.
Robert Kennedy. Love you, brother. Lanika and Robert, thanks for being here today. I'm going to spend a few more seconds on BWC audio only. My name is Ramon Ray, the Celebrity CEO. Glad you're here today. Somebody asked, what is BWC? Let me bring both communities together. BWC is Breakfast with Champions. Live programming starting at 5 a.m. Every single day. In fact, 4 a.m. started by our friends across the pond in the UK and Europe and other places. So check that out. Breakfast with Champions on the Clubhouse, the social audio app. I've been joined by my good friends and my co-host, Robert Kennedy III, amazing communication specialist. Look him up across all the platforms, RK3, Lanika Johnson, my other good friend who I've learned so much from Press Staffing, pressstaffing.com, who I use when I feel that anxiety, when I need more team members, I use. So definitely check out Lanika Johnson of Press Staffing and let her know that you came through Ramon and also Robert Kennedy. But again, thanks for having a great day today. I'm going to go back to the Clubhouse. I'm going to end this broadcast. Lanika, thank you. I think, am I going to see you soon, Lanika, or no? Okay, I'm going to see you soon. Robert Kennedy, thank you so much. I will see you. And again, Jeff Moffitt, thank you, brother, for being here. Deanna, Dr. Tanji, looking at those who are, on the video side and more. We're 2 minutes over. I'm going to end the show right now. Thank you all so much. Lanika and Robert, I'm going to